Yo guys, what's going on? Robert Warshack here, and we have some Hunter and Paladin new mini set cards today to look at. The first one that we're going to take a look at is going to be the 8 mana Devilstorm Mask. We actually already talked about this in our initial review or announcement of when the expansion came out on, I believe, Wednesday. So we already talked about the Devilstorm Mask. We went over set of minion stats to 8/8, give a charge for 8 mana. I think it's a pretty good card. Granted that King Crush is kind of the same thing. This gives stats to a minion, meaning if you're running some sort of like Death Rattle egg deck or any sort of just like you have a minion out, you can juice it. This is also good if you happen to be playing like Elise in your Hunter deck, and then you can generate a spell and then discount it. This can be used as massive burst damage as well. So I think this has a little bit more flexibility than the actual King Crush because it's also a minion. And this can be obviously given to a minion you already have that may not have charge. So I think it's solid, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about that one. We have the 8 mana 7/7 Alcladon, taunt and death rattle, summon 2 random 3-cost beasts. They attack random enemies. So it is a 8 mana 7/7 taunt with a good G. Summon 2 random 3-cost beasts. They attack 2 random enemies. I mean, the enemies is good because it can go face. So if they happen to like clear this, I'm assuming like 3 drops, it'll be like 6 damage worth of stuff after this. But is it worth an 8 drop? Probably not. I don't think you're ever really playing this card. I think if this card gets randomly generated through means, they're good. We've seen so far a lot of like just 7, 8, 9 mana cards with death rattles that are just very value oriented, whether it's like summoning something or doing damage or generating cards to the hand. So pretty not like Hunter, to be honest, to have something. I mean, the going face part is right, but like a slower big Hunter like this, generally a lot of them are not value oriented. I don't know. I don't think this card is very good. Obviously, if we can like play this on 5, it's really good. But like, by all means, a Hunter isn't playing this on turn 8 and being like, yeah, I'm gonna win the game, because right now Beast Hunter, you just win by turn like what, 3 or 4 or 5. So this doesn't fit into any current package, and it doesn't even fit into a package that it got last expansion. So I'm not really sure where this is going, but it is a start to a big Beast Hunter, which is okay. Moving to a card I actually think is really insane. It's the 1 mana 1/1 Raptor Nest Nurse. This is a battle cry, get a random 1-cost minion, and then death rattle, get a random 1-cost spell. This is obviously just really good. It's one card that gives you 2 cards, and both those cards you can play for cheap. Granted, they're random, but it doesn't matter because it's a minion that can go face. It's a minion that gets you something right away. So on turn 2, you can even play 2 minions. I don't see how this card is bad in any way. So this is a really, really strong 1-drop for Hunter. Pretty much regardless of how you look at it. Like, this is crazy value. Granted, if this was a year ago, this would have been a 1 mana 2/1 or a 1 mana 1/2 or something crazy like that. We've reduced the power level of these cards by making 1 mana 1/1s again, boys. No more 1 mana 2/1s and 1 mana 2/3s or 1 mana 3/2s or 1 mana 2/4s like Priest got. Yeah, okay. So yeah, obviously good Hunter card, and I think that's pretty much it for Hunter because it had the spell, it had the previous big thing, and then this little guy. So yeah, we're moving to Paladin. Of course, we see a Murloc. I swear to God, if there's Murloc Paladin support, I'm gonna not be happy. 2 mana 3/2 Kindred, give your other minions rush. Fuck. So obviously not hard to get this done. So Murloc's only bad thing was there was only 1 Murloc in the deck. I guess there was 3 Murlocs. There was the one that actually summons Murlocs with Rush. Then there was Tyrannigill with Rush, which can summon more Rush Murlocs. And then there was Grunty. But if it wasn't one of those power spike turns, you could get on the board and get things to stick because they play the Murlocs and then you had time to clear them. With a card that's a 2 mana 3/2, give your minion. I mean, this is fucking crazy, right? This is so good because now it allows Murlocs to play the Murlocs and then give them rush and trade immediately. So they can pop Tyrannigill and then play this and then give the Tyrannigill Murlocs rush as well if they don't land on it. Also, they don't even need draw because they have Brain Gill. So yeah, this is I don't know what we're doing here, but we're just making what is the most brain dead, like easy mode, stupid, boring deck even better. This is a broomstick This is a perfectly statted broomstick for Murlocs. Something that like they're one of their few downfalls that you could like depend on is no longer a downfall. So obviously Murloc Paladin plays 2 of these. I mean, that's just it. And it doesn't even say give your other Murlocs rust. It's just minions. So if there's ever like an elemental like Paladin, this obviously will fit into that as well because it has the elemental tag. So yeah, that's not cool. Hatching Ceremony, 3 mana. At the end of your next turn, give your minions +2/+2. Okay. When I first read this card, guys, that got edited out, I thought it said at the end of your turn, give your minions +2/+2, and it was an aura. My eyes deceived me immediately, and I was very upset. But yeah, this is like at the end of your next turn, +2/+2. I mean, I guess, because you can like play this, and then the following turn you play like Muster, right? And like a 1-drop, and then you get like plus, what would that be? 8+8 for 3. So, I mean, if you set this up, it's good, but it requires a setup, and your opponent's probably going to have some time to react to it or possibly know what you're setting up, which I think is fair. I think this card's okay. I mean, this is one of those things that, like, it's going to be a really big problem if it is, or it's going to see no play. It's going to be one or the other with a card like this. This is either, like, a super broken card, and it's going to get nerfed to 4, right? Or it'll just never see play. This isn't a card that you can really tell at the moment. It's just one of the two. All right, we have an 8 mana Paladin spell, Heroes Welcome. We've been on the big Paladin spells for a while, and none of them see play, so maybe this one will. Discover a legendary minion to summon and set its stats to 10/10. Well, that seems interesting, considering we had a different 8 mana card where it was like, what, draw it out of your deck, summon an 8/8 copy with Divine Shield or something like that. So I don't think this is any better. However, this does make Yogg-Box better. So anything that discovers high costing spells or can play high costing spells is going to get substantially better. The fact that you can discover a legendary gives you the option as well, which again is good. But we just have to remember that like a lot of legendaries and a lot of just powerful cards, they're not death rattle cards, and they're not like end of the turn effect cards. They're battle cries, right? So we just have to like keep that in mind when any card creates a card that the battle cry doesn't trigger. Granted, you could high roll and definitely hit cards with rush and cards with end turn and definitely taunt, right? That or death rattle. Those exist, but 3/4 of the time a card is powerful because of battle cry, which I think we've leaned into for too long now. Before we were in like a discover meta, right? Remember that? Like every card had discover on it. So like it was just a random, every card just generated random stuff, which generated random stuff. And then the same card could generate the same card. So you could play like old Onyxia, and Onyxia would, the Highlander Onyxia card, and it would generate Onyxia, or you'd renew into a renew, into a renew, into a renew. So we got out of that, but now we're in just every card has like 90% of your decks is, if you look at every deck you have, 90% of it's battle cry, if not 100%. So yeah, this card is probably not that good, but good if it gets randomly played. So with that, that is it for today. I believe we have maybe some more later, or maybe tomorrow, but we'll keep on it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed these so far. Of course, leave a comment and a like if you enjoyed it to let me know what's going on and what are you thinking of these cards so far. Couple classes got some good stuff, but more than not, it's about 50-50. About 50% of the classes got nothing, and about 50% got something I can see being useful. But you know, we'll have to play with the cards to figure it out. So with that, catch you in the next video. Of course, I'm Robert Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.